Far Cry 7 and the Far Cry multiplayer, we have an insane new leak, an insane new update. Stay tuned for that. What's up, guys? My name is Franky Boy. On this channel, I am covering everything regarding open world games, such as microphone drops. Ubisoft dropped the mic because Tom Henderson dropped something, and this was another leak. Since the last video, a lot of it happened, so yeah, let's talk about it. Alright. Another exclusive insider gaming. The article says Far Cry's multiplayer game is an extraction-based shooter. And we have some update regarding Far Cry 7. The release date of it should be in 2025. So let's start on the top. Of course. The footage you can see here is from the Far Cry 5 Hours of Darkness DLC, so don't worry, it's not the new game. Ubisoft is working on two Far Cry projects, we already know that, led by Ubisoft Montreal. Both games were under the same banner and they were eventually split up to make two out of them and to focus on what each game wants to deliver. Far Cry 7, this will be a time-based, timer going down-based, single-player game with a co-op option maybe. And we're gonna rescue our family with the time pressure ahead. Also, we are gonna go ahead and torture some guys to get out the info where our families are. Now for Project Maverick, the multiplayer game, this should be a game set in Alaska. So it seems like this game is in kind of a development hell, and that has happened to a lot of Ubisoft games recently, e.g. Skull and Bones or other games that never even were revealed that were in the development hell as well. So now they settled down on the extraction-based shooter in an Alaskan setting, and I totally love that. Since it's developed in Montreal, it only makes sense to go a little bit further north and explore their own area on the own continents. I've recently been to Canada and I would love to go to Alaska, but it's quite a long drive, I think 20 hours or so. So I'm glad I can do that in the multiplayer title releasing in 2025. We have an early access plan for 2024 as an alpha. Tom Henderson says, in true Far Cry fashion, we will have to search the environment for resources. To survive, resources include killing animals for leather, alright, so like simple basic Far Cry stuff, we do that all the time. Finding chemicals to make gadgets, I've seen that in Far Cry 6 as well. We have harvesting plants for medical supplies, oh that's nothing new as well. And finding weapon parts, same as in Far Cry 6 I guess, to craft weapons and ammo. The fun part will come. The game features a hideout, which is your base of operations. We know that from like some DLCs of Far Cry 6 we had like this roguelite mode, and I kind of can compare it to the new Valhalla DLC, the new one, the last Valhalla DLC, or the Far Cry DLCs, because they all had a hideout where we could save some of our progress but would lose everything we would like farm in a run, and this is kind of the same mechanic. I would say we can compare it to Escape from Tarkov, right? So we have this hideout. This is our base of operations, our safe place, and there is also our stash. In the gathered weapons, they will go into it, gadgets and more. And this Far Cry is of course a multiplayer title, so we can co-op and use the same hideout. I'm not sure, but it would be fun to kind of raid these other bases and check out what other players farmed for their own. I can totally imagine that being a total chaos like Lost on Mars. Alright, since this is an extraction-based shooter, the gameplay loop will be as follows. Gathering gear, leveling up, purchasing perks. So that's basic leveling and Far Cry stuff we know and love from the last Far Cry games, and I totally love that. Like, collecting those weapons is always fun. Doesn't matter in which kind of Far Cry setting. For me, like Far Cry 5 was perfect already because I totally love the Hope County, Montana style, and I'm so looking forward to Alaska. The sources of Henderson weren't able to dive that deep into what the perks are actually doing, but it seems like they're tied to the leveling system, and this is also a mechanic that motivates me myself a lot to level up. So he says Maverick is a high-risk, high-reward game with permadeath enabled, meaning we can die and lose everything, including perks, gear, levels, etc. Only things we keep are in the hideout, same like the DLCs from Far Cry 6, I would say, where we had to lose everything and then come back stronger. But I would say like this isn't coming back stronger game like Maverick is a losing everything game. We have some info about the release dates. Game Insider, why they call themselves Insider Gaming, quite fun. They say It's scheduled to be released before Far Cry 7, and Far Cry 7 is like a late 2025 release right now, so April 2025 would totally make sense for Far Cry Maverick to tease the new Far Cry main game and make it a free-to-play game and like push everyone's hype. Maybe in a completely different setting. I'm not sure if Far Cry 7 will also play in Alaska, because it was originally planned as a same game. Now they split it up. They might as well keep the setting or reuse the assets. They are like doing that all the time in all of their games. Reusing assets is totally Ubisoft style. I'm super hyped, looking forward to that, and I'm currently very hyped to play Far Cry 5 again. I have to be honest with you guys, I didn't finish Far Cry 6, but I love Far Cry 5, 4 and 3. The DLCs were nice as well, and we have this Far Cry series coming up like Blood Dragon on Netflix right now, which is also like a little hype for the Far Cry series. Also we have Avatar, of course, and Avatar is Far Cry, but in a different setting, I would say. I'm curious when we will find out more about Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, which is releasing in December. And I would say from what we have seen so far, it really looks like a Far Cry game in the Avatar universe. So this might be your next Far Cry experience if you're looking forward to one of those, and if you're searching for one of the new game to play this year. I'm super hyped for this game and totally excited. Alright, and that's it for today. We have no other news than that. I'm super hyped for the new Far Cry. I'm super hyped for the changes the brand will make to the series to make it even more interesting. And yeah, what you just saw was a thumbnail, an old thumbnail of my channel, like I did this on my German channel. If you didn't know, I'm a German creator and I have a German channel called Fragnard. It's linked in the description if you want to check that one out. Maybe you can use the translate feature of YouTube to check out some of my older videos on Far Cry 5. See you guys in the next one. I have to say thank you for tuning in and goodbye.